Thank you for tuning in. This is part 2 of martial law that I had made recently with President Duterte, and also with clips of the New Zealand president, that had resigned. Now, I'm going to lay the framework here with the South China Sea, how it relates to the Philippines, and how it relates to President Duterte's declaration that he may declare martial law, and what the media is not telling you, and I'm going to explain it later, and how it relates to the United States and possible World War III and martial law. So I'm going to show you a little video clip here by RT explaining to you a little bit about the South China Sea, what the Philippines' role is in with this, and then I will show you a couple other clips and then make some comments in between. So here we go.
Hi there, Emily. Well, give us more details on this dispute. Well, Marina, if you take a look at the screen behind us, this image just looks like a bunch of boring rocks and reefs in the middle of the sea, but they're actually located in one of the next potential global flashpoints of conflict. The Spratly Island chains located in the South China Sea are claimed by China, Philippines, Brunei, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Taiwan. And the reason why everybody wants their slice is because this region is very rich in resources. It's also one of the busiest shipping routes in the world. Every day, over 10 million barrels of oil are being transported across the sea. And that is the reason why the territorial disputes here has led to an ongoing war of words between some of the world's biggest powers.
Provocative and destabilizing act which would automatically raise tensions.
We don't stir up trouble, but we're not afraid of trouble. China will not swallow a bitter pill and will never allow our sovereignty and secure rights to be infringed.
The South China Sea dispute worsened over the past 2 months after an international court at The Hague rejected China's territorial claims in the South China Sea and ruled in favor of the Philippines. Now, this looks like a dispute between China and the Philippines, but the country that's really pulling the strings behind the scenes is miles and miles and miles away, the United States. Not only is the U.S. a treaty ally with the Philippines, it has long stressed on the importance to maintain a military presence in the region as part of its pivot to Asia strategy.
It is a legally binding tribunal decision, and our expectation was before it was made and is now after it's made that all claimants are going to abide by it.
Of these satellite images purporting to show an increasing Chinese military buildup on the Spratly Islands. At the same time, another U.S. media outlet has accused China of launching a stealth invasion in the region after China deployed hundreds of vessels to patrol the Senkaku Islands or the Diaoyu Islands, which is claimed by China and Japan. So essentially what we're seeing here is the U.S. constantly accusing China of increasing military tensions in the region when they're the ones who's interfering with territorial disputes literally 8,000 miles away.
All right, now what I would like to say about that, well, first let me just show you this little video clip here now about President Duterte. A little short clip here, I'm just playing about 20 seconds here, where he discusses martial law.
Basta ako, it is not found in the Constitution. It is not written there. But if I feel as a president that I have to preserve my country, I will declare martial law. Pero kung sabihin ng ninyo na peace and order ganon, ngayon, tama ang military.
Alright, and he gets applauded for that by the people about declaring martial law. Now, here is the Solicitor General, Jose Calida, defending President Duterte, I can never say his name correct, about martial law. And a little short portion of this video clip here.
So we cannot put the president in a box and tell him you only do these things. Because the president cares for the country, and if the country face imminent danger and nobody is acting, then the welfare of the people is the supreme law.
So that means the president was correct in his
This
interpretation.
is my answer, not his answer.
Sir, in your interpretation as the Solgens, the lawyer of the Republic,
Yes.
that is a correct interpretation, even if it's existing in the regime of the 1987 Constitution.
Well, as I said, there are certain conditions. If it is really necessary, the fate of our country hangs on the balance, and nobody moves. Under the Constitution, the President is the one who executes the law.
Marlon Ramos.
Morning po, Soldier. So we may not be accused of misquoting or misreporting the president. I will just read the...
All right, so basically, he is saying that the president can override the Constitution if he believes it's in the interest of the people, for the safety of the people, to declare martial law. Now, the media will have you say, the Philippine media, because in the context in which he had spoken this, about the declaration of martial law was regarding his war on drugs. However, I believe that the true context, that there's some hidden connotations to his comment, and this is what is going on with the Philippines. The Philippines is an ally to the United States, but they're also an ally to China. They're almost like a double ally, and they've already said on multiple occasions that they will side with China, and yet because of certain treaties with the United Nations, they are bound to be an ally to the United States. But on multiple occasions, he has spoken vehemently against the United States, in favor of China, allying with China. So what's going on right now in the South China Sea? You have the United States military presence in the Philippines, and they have increased in size and number in drills and military presence, and he is not happy about the situation. I believe he's using the context of declaring martial law in the context of the war on drugs, so that he can annul the Constitution, declare martial law, and kick the United States military presence out of the Philippines. Why? Because he is afraid for the safety of the Filipino people, that they are going to be the battleground for the United States and China in the event of a war. This South China Sea battle has been going on now for quite some time. And the United Nations court has ruled against China being dominant over there in that region. And this has angered China, and they have said that they are not going to abide by that. The United States has said that they will abide by it. And China said, no, we're not going to abide by it. And if you guys, America, keep coming over here and doing your drills, we're going to have to defend our land. So the Chinese president is stuck in the middle. He has to be an ally to the U.S. The United States military is in his country. He is bound by the United Nations treaties to abide by certain ramifications under the Constitution. So how does he get out of it? He declares martial law. He kicks the United States out for the safety of his country, because he doesn't want to start World War III. He doesn't want World War III in his country, being the battleground between China and the United States. And I believe, in a sense, if he does declare it, it's almost kind of like a good thing, because if the U.S. gets out, now they're butting out of everybody's business and keeping peace. But if the U.S. wants to go over there, they're going to start the same thing that they did in Afghanistan, in Kuwait, in Iraq, in all these places where war is started for no other reason but to pad the Bilderberg's pockets, to pad the powers that be, because war is big business. On a side note, if you look at the currency market, the U.S. dollar has dramatically decreased since Trump has been in power, and I knew that it would. Why? Because of trade wars. And Donald Trump has already said that he is going to make the United States much more competitive against China. Well, you cannot do that with a strong dollar. Since Obama has been president, the U.S. dollar has surged against pretty much everything, against crude, gold, silver, everything, basically. All the world markets have suffered greatly from inflation because of such a strong dollar. I believe Trump is going to do the complete opposite, and it's already starting to happen. You see the dollar is tanking against currencies, all across the board, and gold and silver have been going up because, it's a hedge against fear, and people are afraid. They don't know what's going on with Trump's presidency, so they're buying gold, they're buying silver. It's the fear trade. The yen is going up, and all this is because Donald Trump knows finance, and he is trying to make the dollar go down to make them more competitive against China, because the renminbi is so artificially deflated. So how does Trump compete against that to bring more business to the United States? He's got to decrease the dollar to make us more competitive in the world economy, and it's been going on. Well, China's not happy about that, and that only increases the tensions going on between the United States and China. What you see in the heliplots and the seismograms, there are so many islands across this the Pacific there, between Hawaii and China and the South China Sea, that have very increased seismograms. We'll discuss that in some other video. I'll explain to you about which islands have increased seismicity due to missile testing, and I'll explain all that to you at some other time. I guess that's about it. Actually, there's another video I wanted to play you here. But real quick, I just wanted to mention to you here, I might post this link here about martial law in the Philippines. It was declared for 9 years under President Marcos, and Hawaii also had martial law here within hours after the attack on Pearl Harbor, for almost 3 years. Why so long? Because the United States didn't trust the Hawaiian people. Why? Because, the Hawaiian people at that time had a lot of them great descents from Japanese descent, and so they didn't trust them, and so they put them under martial law for 3 years. So if you question whether martial law could come to the United States, yes, it can. Anyway, I would just like to say, if you enjoyed this video and would like to know a little bit more details, please subscribe to my channel for details. Give me a thumbs up, share it with others, and may the Lord bless you and keep you safe. We are living in very perilous times these days, and the Bible does speak about, in the book of Revelation, unfortunately, it states, there's a verse in there where the eyeballs will melt out of the sockets. That, to me, sounds like nuclear warfare. I do believe in the book of Revelation, and I do believe that the vials are, going to be opened here very soon, and a lot of them, in some situations they already have been. And so this is the time that we need to fear God, keep His commandments, because it's just a matter of time that really all hell's going to break loose, and it's already. If you have eyes, if you're a watcher, if you're watching, and you see what's going on right now in the world, then your eyes are open. But others who don't see this, who think this is fear-mongering and whatnot, the Bible states that their eyes will be closed. And it states that, due to their wicked lifestyles and refusing to repent and whatnot, that God will just give them over to their vile affections and close their eyes. And so that's what's happening now. People don't understand what's going on. They don't see that the world is in chaos. The world is in chaos. It's never been in a condition the way that it has been before. If you study and you're a watcher and you study what's going on around the world, geography, wars and famines, volcanoes and earthquakes, Yes, we've always had them. Of course we have. But never, ever to the proportion that we have them now. Just about everything you hear now is, oh, this is an epic, this is epic, this is a 1,000-year flood. I think that we've had probably about half a dozen 1,000-year floods this past summer. And this is the one of the, probably the second or first wettest rainy season ever in history in California, and all these things. Oh, by the way, I have a very good video coming up. Watch it on California and the Oroville Dam, and how I believe how it was induced, because there was a rock quarry explosion that went off on February the 8th. I'll discuss that in another video. I'll show you that later. It's not really showing up on the USGS. It's very hard to find it, but I have some clips is here. I'll show you in another video. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I hope you tuned in for the whole show here. I know it was long. Sorry about that. I'm trying to work on making them shorter. Okay, God bless you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.